This is a 2008 Harley Davidson Nightrain. It's got the 96 cubic inch motor, 6-speed transmission, and I just put a new fuel pump, regulator, and all that stuff in it. And we gotta get gas. So this thing's my buddy's bike. We're pretty stretched out here, ladies and gents. She's running though. She rolls. This thing's nice. So my buddy Mark, he's owned this thing, I believe, since it was new. It's got 18,478 miles on it. And I mean, I tell you what, she's never ran better. Nah, I won't say that. But after letting it sit for a while, hopefully the brake lights and all that work. After letting it sit for a while, he ended up, you know, trying to go out on a ride one day, and it wouldn't start. So he called me up, and I kind of knew already what happened, because it's like the worst thing for a motorcycle to just sit. Well, my judgment was correct, and needed a fuel pump. So we're about to top off at the store, get a little bit of gas. Click neutral. Ah, of course. It's funny, I was just at this pump earlier today getting gas for this bike. First time. The front wheel does have air, but it feels like it's heavy as hell, like a Harley should be. Alright, let's top this off. So fuel gauge isn't working. Everything else is good. I know the fuel gauge is plugged in, but here's the problem. The bike sat for so long, and I had to clean the fuel sending unit off, and it still was kind of like crusty. And you know, I'm trying to save my buddy some money by not replacing everything that he doesn't need, you know, or just replacing everything like the dealership would do. But sometimes that bites you in the ass, because now I'm gonna have to suck out 2 or 3 gallons of fuel and change the fuel sending unit on this thing so that he can have a working fuel gauge. But I guess we'll be able to make a video on that, since I did very poorly on the removal and install of the fuel pump itself. Maybe it'll knock this thing free, maybe it won't. Who knows? All I know is there's really nothing like these balance shaft twin cam B motors. Man, this is bright. There's really nothing like them, man. They're super smooth. Very linear power delivery. Sorry y'all, I gotta tilt my head down a little bit because I can't really see. I don't have my sunglasses on. It's not very typical of me. But balanced twin cam motors, probably one of the nicest feeling motor, in my opinion, that Harley has ever made. That's because there's 2 weights that spin much like a harmonic balancer inside of the case, and these rigid mounted motors in these soft tails and all that, they just feel great. One of my favorite Harley Davidson platforms. but I gotta give some love, you know, to my 103 twin cam A. So pretty much you have two twin cam motors. You have an A series and a B series. An A series, that'll be your baggers, your Dynas, and that's pretty much it. And then your B series is your Softails, and that's it. So you got your Softails with the B motor. They use a balanced shaft motor. And you got your twin cam baggers and Dynas with the A motor. If I'm wrong on that, I'll throw it up on the screen. Tell you what, this puts my Vulcan to shame. I'll give you that. Compared to the FXR, this is actually, I would say, you really can't go wrong with any of these Harley-Davidson Softails, especially the twin cam ones. The only ones that I genuinely like try to stay away from are the super earlier models featuring the 88 twin cams with the mechanical tensioners. I've talked about this in my Fat Boy test ride video. The mechanical chain tensioners just put way too much pressure on the cams themselves, the cam chains themselves, via their very robust spring. And that robust spring drove those tensioners straight through the chain and would cause detonation, would cause timing to jump. So all of these Softails, just very, very great bikes. Why am I still riding into the sun like an idiot without, because I don't have sunglasses on? This guy's turning. Her brakes were great. Man, this thing's smooth. Super smooth. Mark, I gotta fix your fuel sending unit, but this thing's running great, man. You know, you don't really need a fuel gauge anyway. None of my bikes have it, especially coming from the dirt bike realm. You just go until you almost run out of gas and pray you make it to a store. No, I wouldn't do that to my buddy. So what's the deal with Softails? Why are Softails such an amazing platform? And it's funny that I'm talking about this, so this shows how much of a Harley nerd I am. I actually wrote a paper, I believe in like 6th or 7th grade, about, you know, a revolutionary invention. And what I wrote about was this motorcycle, the Harley Davidson Softail design. Why? Because I'm a dork, and my favorite TV show was none other than American Chopper and Biker Build Off and things of that nature. So I wrote a paper, and I don't think I did very good on it. I'd have to dig through my mom's keepsakes just to check and make sure that that's in there. It was something I really enjoyed. I think the Softail design is such an amazing design solely due to the fact that, I mean, the look and the style of it is, in my opinion, one of the best looking Harleys. I love the Dyna and the FXR platform. I love baggers, love even Sportsters. I pretty much just love motorcycles. I mean, if you haven't gotten that, you probably should watch a few more of my videos. But I love motorcycles, and I think the Softail is one of the best designs Harley has ever come out with, especially this year model Softail, because it's just a smooth riding motorcycle. I mean, bumps, it handles great, it tracks straight, handles bumps amazing. It looks like a hardtail, which I always have thought is amazing. I thought that's a great design. And they're just downright great, reliable motorcycles.